In a forgotten part of town, where the streets stayed muddy and dreams didn't go far, a young boy named Ethan walked to school every day alone. His shoes were torn, barely holding together. His backpack was stitched in places secondhand. The sky always seemed cloudy above him. But even with tired eyes and an empty stomach, there was something in Ethan that the world didn't see. A silent fire, a dream too big to bury. The school, no one noticed him. Not the teachers. Not the students. In a cafeteria full of laughter and shared meals, Ethan sat alone at a dusty table with nothing in front of him. No food, no friends, just silence. His stomach growled, but louder than that was the ache of being invisible. But someone noticed. Mr. Thompson, the school janitor. He didn't wear a suit. He didn't have a title. He walked the halls with a mop in one hand and kindness in the other. Every day he saw Ethan, not just with his eyes, but with his heart. One afternoon, under a staircase where Ethan sat pretending to read, Mr. Thompson knelt down beside him. Without a word, he opened his old metal lunch tin, split his sandwich in half and handed it over. Ethan stared, unsure, surprised. He didn't say thank you, but his hands trembled as he took it. That wasn't just lunch. That was the first human warmth he'd felt in days. After that, something changed. Mr. Thompson became a quiet presence in Ethan's life. One day he knelt on a broken bench, fixing Ethan's shoes with nothing but thread, tape, and care. Ethan watched him work, tears quietly welling in his eyes. It wasn't about the shoes. It was about being worth someone's time. Ethan still went home to a dark room with no electricity. He still studied by candlelight. He still went to sleep hungry sometimes. But now, he believed someone was in his corner. He studied harder. He worked longer. He didn't complain. He just kept going. He delivered newspapers at dawn, stacked shelves, tutored kids, slept on his books when he had to, failed sometimes, but always stood back up. Because Mr. Thompson had once told him, "Kid, the world may not see you now, but if you don't stop, one day it will." And Ethan never forgot. Years passed. He grew, built something from nothing, worked from a cramped apartment with scraps of paper, notes on the walls, and a computer that froze every hour. He failed, tried again, failed again, and kept going. Until one day, he didn't fail. Ethan's app changed lives. His story inspired thousands. He was no longer invisible. He was invited to speak on a grand stage. Spotlights, crowds, everyone looking up at him. But as he stood there holding the mic, his eyes searched for only one face in the crowd. And there, in the far back of the auditorium, stood Mr. Thompson, older now, bent, fragile, still humble, still unnoticed by everyone else. Ethan stepped off the stage. The cameras kept rolling. The crowd held their breath. And Ethan ran straight into the arms of the man who once gave him half a sandwich and a whole new reason to live. They hugged. Tears fell. The audience stood and clapped, not for the app, but for the janitor. The next morning, Mr. Thompson woke up in a brand new house. bought, furnished, prepared. On the gate, a plaque read, Mr. Harold Thompson, the man who believed. He stood there in shock, hand over his heart, eyes full of tears. Inside the house, a letter waited on the table. It read, You didn't just fix my shoes. You fixed my heart. You saw me when no one else did. And you gave when you had nothing to give. This home, this life, it's yours too. Because without you, there would be no me. That evening, Mr. Thompson sat on the porch in a rocking chair, holding Ethan's best-selling book in his hands. The sun dipped low, birds flew home, and for the first time in a long time, peace lived in his smile. He was no longer just the janitor. He was the quiet hero in someone's success story. So if you're watching this and you feel unseen, unloved, unimportant, let me tell you this. Sometimes the smallest act of kindness, a sandwich, a repaired shoe, a word of belief, can echo through decades. Sometimes being noticed is all it takes to change a life. And sometimes the janitor is the one who saves the world. One broken child at a time. Don't stop trying. Don't stop caring. You never know whose life you're changing just by showing up.